Hey, y'all. I hope everyone is doing well today, feeling good today, and showing up being loved today. Before we get started, I want to shout out my new listeners in the States. Hey, Minnesota. I see you. And to my new listeners outside of the US, Canada, Malaysia, Australia, Romania, I see you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. As usual, I am grateful. As you know, I've been working to schedule guests to join me here on the podcast. So you'll be getting both a mixture of episodes where I am running solo, and you'll get others where we're able to catch a vibe with some other incredible humans. And speaking of incredible humans, y'all, I am overjoyed to share space with this talented and fierce beauty, owner and fashion designer of her namesake brand, Larika Page Collection. Y'all, welcome my girl, Larika Page. Hey,
Hi.
girl.
Hey. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, you have no idea. Like, I literally was sitting up last night, just like, I am so excited.
I know. Can't wait. I was like, ooh, gonna be
It's
good.
full disclosure, y'all. Larika's my girl. I can't help that I know all of these incredible people.
That's
Okay.
right.
But I feel blessed to know her. And so she was gracious enough to be here today and share this space with us. So super excited.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Larika, look, if you are from Portland, Larika and her whole tribe of family, I don't even know how they were born this way. Right?
It's a whole tribe.
It's a whole tribe, and they all have some sense and level of fashion. Like, it's in their genes. Okay. Like, it just is. Like, you have to admit it.
No, I will say, yes. As I've gotten older, I'm realizing, like, you know what? We got something here. Like, we was just born this way.
You really were.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that you really were, but in my head, I say you really were. Like,
Exactly.
I've known Larika since high school.
Yes.
But even thinking back, like, we're still babies then, right? And she was just this beauty, this, stylish, young, vibrant thing. And it's carried with her. So I have to imagine it started way before then.
It did. I can remember always like loving clothes and wanting to like dress up. And, I can just remember, I can see me as young as probably about 4. Like picking out my clothes and my mom buying me stuff for my birthday. And I'm like, I want to wear this. Coordinating and, like Jordache. Remember Jordache and Calvin Klein had jeans back then? Like, I was like in love with fashion.
Yes.
Crazy.
That is. And so you're the owner and designer, like we stated, of Larika Page Collection. You've been in the industry for 11 years, which for me, I know that 11 years, because I think in terms of kids. And so I'm like, that's not a long time, but it's a long time, right? Like, when did that light go off for you that said, I'm going to pursue fashion?
You know what? Yeah, honestly, it happens a little late in life. Like, I actually, we went to college, came to Atlanta, and I actually initially entered college for accounting, for a business degree. So I always loved fashion, and I was accepted to a fashion college, a fashion design college in Long Beach, but I wanted to come to Atlanta. We had a pack of girlfriends that were coming. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to Atlanta. And to be honest, I never realized that fashion, could be like a lucrative career back then. So I just didn't think too seriously about it, even though I loved it. But after coming to Atlanta, going to school, having a career in accounting, getting married, having 2 babies, I finally was like, you know what? I really need to follow my passion and really get back into this fashion thing, you know? I think at that point I was realizing like, you know, designers were becoming more of a thing, you know, like people were more aware of the designer behind a brand
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
you know, so it was kind of like they started gaining like a celebrity and looking through magazines and everything. And I just was like, I really love this. Like, this is what I want to do. And we had a fashion design school here in Atlanta. Well, we still do, but at that point we only had really the one, which is American Intercontinental University, and that's where I was like, I'm just gonna enroll back in school. My baby Kendi at the time was only what 4 months old. She was like newborn, and I was like, I'm gonna do this because I don't want to go back to accounting. Like that was not my path. You know, I was so bored with it.
Yeah.
So I quit my job, enrolled back in school, and literally just ran with it from there. That was '07. And yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was not '07. That was '04. I'm sorry. That was '04. But by the time I got my first like commissioned job was '07.
The kids being the timestamp, right? And I'm looking at like just thinking back to you having a kid and a half.
Yes, exactly.
Right? To now seeing them all beautiful and growing up. I'm like, wow, that's a crazy timestamp to think like my career grew at the same time. Right.
I know. It's really crazy. And crazy to even think of like just all the things that I was doing, and I had 2 little kids. I'm like, I'm exhausted these days, and I'm like, I was just like all over the place back then.
Yeah, you're like, how did I do that? How was I even doing that?
Exactly. Yes.
That is, we find a way though, right? Like,
we do.
And I think it's such a beautiful thing to hear you talking about you know, you getting started a little later, right? Because I think so many people people are so guarded, right? And in the world that we live in where everybody is open to everybody's opinion, so to speak, right? Depending on how you put yourself out there in the world, right? Everybody's open to everyone's opinion. And the fear that can paralyze people from pursuing passions and dreams or even realizing it is a dream, right? Like you didn't even realize at first that it was something that you could dream about. I don't know if that's the right phrasing for it, but
yeah, for me, I was more mature. I was able to be more focused and, you know, just really like, okay, I'm going to get this done.
That focus hits different when you're older, right?
Girl, and when you got 2 kids at home and you like, listen, you don't be playing. And realizing college ain't free. Like, this is coming out of my pocket now, you know?
Look, I think about those early days when we were all at school.
Oh my God.
So listen, those early days when we were all at school and I wish for that I had different guidance, right?
Me
like
too.
Yes. I feel like we were kind of all there trying to save ourselves. Like we knew it was the right next step, right?
Yeah.
We knew we wanted to be outside of Portland at that age. You know what I mean? Exactly. Shout out to Portland, always home. I'm still here, but I mean, you know what I mean? No disrespect, but you need to spread your wings and get out and see other things, right?
Experience the world. That's right.
Yeah, we wanted to go. And Larika and I didn't even begin building full relationship until we were at college together, right? Like we knew each other from high school and in passing and in a, you know, mutual friends and, you know, always cordial, but we didn't build relationship until college, honey, and the struggle that brought us together.
The bonds, honey, that will build a bond like no other.
That struggle.
I'm telling you.
I
Yes.
tell my kids all the time, like, you have no idea. Like, look, if you ain't waking up thinking about how to share a box of fries with your friends, you ain't in the struggle.
I'm telling you, and that was our like good meal.
$1 a box of fries, and we sharing between
fries,
four of us, honey.
Or going and raiding someone's care package.
But I want to get back to just talking about your career and what you do. And I guess I want to mix maybe two things into one, in that you recently, what was that, back in 2020, started Doi'Yen Marketplace. Tell us more about that. And shoot us the website, girl. Shoot us the website.
Yeah, so the website is www.Doi'Yen, that's spelled DOIYEN, MKT for market.com. But yeah, this was something that was really birthed from the idea of me wanting to support and purchase from Black owned, specifically Black women owned businesses, right? This literally, I had this idea back in 2018. Okay. And started just kind of like writing up, kind of brainstorming things, ideas on, how to kind of put this thing together, because every time I wanted to purchase something from a Black owned company, it was like so hard to find. And even still kind of to this day, even though we've had this influx of, support of Black owned companies. But so I thought this back in 2018, like, I want to do something. I should have like a online, store or something where, people can come and purchase Black owned companies, and I can kind of showcase them. And Doi'Yen was a name that I thought I researched, did a lot of research. Doi'Yen is actually a French name, or a French word for woman boss. And it's spelled differently. But I was like, that's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The idea of Doi'Yen Marketplace is an online marketplace to bring together these brands that I can showcase and they can sell their product from, and to bring just more eyes to Black women-owned companies, so that we can just all, grow more, prosper more.
Sometimes your passions have a natural course to where they evolve in a way that you never even saw for yourself. I saw myself dancing or having dance in my life to some capacity until a wheelchair called my name. You know what I mean? Like, like that is how I saw it. But, but then, not to get, and I am in no way a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. And I will say God had other plans, right?
Absolutely.
And so that work that I was doing was preparing me, I feel like, for some of these things. And I still feel like there's more to come, that I have a vision, but then God has a vision, right? And I can see this far, and then God says, but wait, there's more, right?
Yes.
And so I feel that same way for you, in that, you're committed to this vision, and then God is he's walking with you, right? And he's saying, yep, stay committed, and there's more. You know what I mean?
I do know for certain that even if we're not getting a seat at their table, we are making our own table.
Come on now.
We're literally taking our piece, and we're running with it right now. So,
and I feel like that's what it's about right now, right? Like, people just saying, stop begging.
Stop begging.
Stop begging. Like,
we have what it takes on our own.
On our own. And it may not be, again, you have to know what you're in it for, though. If you're in it for money and fame, everybody wants to, everybody wants to be able to live. Nobody wants to be in the struggle. Right. Everybody wants to be paid for, the work that they do. I'm not minimizing that and saying, just work for free. No, I'm saying we all try to get it, right? But you have to have some intention, and you have to know your whys of why you're doing things. And don't try to compete in that way to where you're closing yourself out. Like, be kind of what we were talking about earlier, like create the table, right?
Mm.
Create
Yep.
seats for other people who
Yep.
should be at that table, right?
Right.
And then keep building tables, keep building tables, right? Quit begging people to be at their table. They don't want you. Fine, cool, bye,
Right.
girl,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, don't want me, didn't need you. Right?
That's right.
I'm trying to help you out, but okay.
I mean, I'm all about inclusivity. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But it gets to a point where, like, if they don't want us, we don't have to spend our money with them. We don't have to, we don't have to force them to hire somebody on their team because we want to support that brand. Just don't support the brand.
Just don't.
You know what I'm saying? Just
right?
don't. Make our own. We have our own that we
and they gonna feel that loss, right? They're gonna feel that loss if the money moves. And unfortunately, you may not value Black people, but you value their dollar, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but okay. So you do. So take that away and see how y'all like that. We just have to know that's what we can do, and that's what I feel like I'm seeing that more. And I'm hoping to continue seeing that growth. In a kumbaya world, we would all be at each other's tables, but but I ain't begging to be in nobody's
table. Thank you.
That's all I'm saying. And and I believe in myself, and I think people just have to believe in their own value and know that what's new though? We may have to work a little harder to get there. What's new though? We may have to, put ourselves out there. We may have to sacrifice a little more, but what's new though? Right? Like, what's new though? That has been our life. And I would rather do that on my own terms than, on somebody else's terms. Life is too short, right? Getting up and begging for validity from somebody else just is not the move, y'all.
At all. At all.
It's not the move. Anywho, before I get all off the freeway. Too late.